Here, any tips for parents who have more than one child, such as twins who wake each other up? Yes, I've seen that one a few times, and I've helped some families with twins, especially if they're sharing a room. It can be very difficult. I've worked with twin toddlers who getting out of bed constantly, and just as one settles, the other one gets up, and it's a nightmare. So twins, if they have to be in the same room, that's fine. If you are in a position that you can separate them temporarily, just while you get them sleeping well, then put them back in the same room. That can help, particularly if you have one that sleeps okay and it's one twin that's more the problem, because the one that's sleeping well is just getting sabotaged all the time. So separating them temporarily can help. If that's not an option and they need to stay in the same room, then I would have them on the same sleep plan, bedtime routine together, going into the bedroom at the same time together, having a story, chucking them in. And if you're working through a plan where you stay in the room with them, that's fine. You can stay in there, be between them, make sure they stay in bed, and be in the room. If you're leaving the room, it might be a bit more difficult because you might find one gets up and follows you. If they're babies, obviously they're not going to do that. They're going to stay in their cots, and you might find that you're just doing a bit of soothing with one and then soothing the other, lots of shushing. Either which way you go with that, one of the key things to remember is not to be too stimulating. So whether you're talking about a baby or a toddler here, if you're really stimulating and you're in the room and you're fussing around and it's very apparent that you're there, it's just going to disturb them, and it's going to stimulate them, and it's going to make them want to see what you're up to, really. So by just being very dull and boring, totally uninteresting in the room, all you're doing is being present. So if they look, they can see that you're there. A bit of shushing, they can hear that you're there, so they can close their eyes and have that reassurance that you're there, or a little bit of intermittent gentle touch as well to reassure them that you're there. The same really goes for singletons as well as twins and siblings, but it is particularly challenging if you have two in the same room. So my first tip then would be separate them temporarily if you can, and then put them back in the same room as soon as as soon as they've improved. If you have them in the same room, then that's absolutely fine. Work through some strategies with them together at the same time. Sorry.